Today on Business Rockstar Podcast, the 4 laws of marketing. What is your business legal structure, and did you pick the right one? Also, we have a call for guests. If you want to reach out and share your expertise, we would greatly appreciate having you on the show. You can share anything that you're good at, whether it is within the realms of business, marketing, as well as technology or social media. We look forward to having a chance to hear from you. And this is Jason Bondistel, serial entrepreneur as well as Amazon best-selling author. And it's great to have you on the show today. Today we're going to go over a few details on these key points. First thing is going to be the 4 laws of marketing. The really amazing thing about having a crisp as well as well thought out marketing plan is these 4 laws are completely I guess you could really say that they can't be disputed, because it's the background of the foundation of how marketing strategy works. You really have, it's simply boiled down to this. You have the product or the service, and then you have the communicated value. You have the perception of that value, as well as how that person derives a benefit from the communicated value. And these are looked at in these 4 ways: what you have, what you want, what you need, and what it can do for you. And these are looked at as the 4 laws of marketing. What they do is they give that foundational message behind how value is communicated, as well as what it do for a person. And the other great thing that I want to tell you about here today is business legal structure. You're thinking of starting a business, or you've started one recently, but you haven't decided on a legal structure. So currently what you want to do is you want to sit down and you want to look at both the legal protections of the different structures as well as the tax benefits. I myself am a huge fan of an incorporation. I do understand that some people let the extra paperwork scare them. However, one thing you want to really look into is when you're looking at what an incorporation gives you in reference to an LLC. If you do, let's give you some examples. If you do a sole proprietorship, you have no legal protection. Yes, you don't do any paperwork, you don't pay any extra fees, but all of your personal assets are completely vulnerable to anything that happens within your business. If you do a partnership, it depends on how the partnership is structured as to how protected you really are. Whereas with an LLC, you do have protection for your personal assets. However, the one downside is there are ways that someone can actually penetrate an LLC, still get to your personal assets. Also, your tax benefits do have limitations with an LLC. Whereas with an incorporation, it is virtually impossible for someone to get to your personal assets or for your tax liability to not be reduced, because the way the law is structured, it favors actually an incorporation as having a stronger shell around it. And obviously you want to talk to an attorney, maybe you can get some professional tax advisor advice on these aspects, but those are just a few brief points of why I prefer strongly the incorporation over the LLC. And one final thing I want to let you know, this is just a really brief first episode. I want to share a little bit of great information with you, is if you ever want to learn anything more about marketing, business, social media, or technology, we're going to be doing more in-depth and longer episodes in the future, as well as we're going to have guests coming in. I've already started looking at some really great new guests to get some more information flowing to you. I want to leave you with one final thing, because if you've read my bio or read anything about me, you probably haven't heard much about what LinkedIn can do for you, as well as how you can benefit from LinkedIn. So as we get towards the end of today's really brief first show, I want to tell you a little bit about what LinkedIn can do for you. One of the really powerful things within the LinkedIn framework is it's built like a miniature search engine. So if you have a crisp, well filled out profile that has keywords, that is keyword rich, and that thoroughly integrates those keywords within the profile, you'll actually allow yourself to not only communicate your value as well as your expertise much more effectively, easily, but you'll also be able to draw more leads as well as bring more people into that LinkedIn profile. Additionally, another key thing to remember when you're setting up your LinkedIn is that you want to share any expertise or content with your profile, and you also want to make sure that when you're sharing this LinkedIn profile that you do everything in your power to share any links that are residual or that relate to the spreading of your brand as well as brand recognition. When you're building up your business, you want to look at every aspect of yourself and the different parts of that business as brand equity, because that equity built up through that brand is what's going to build you pricing power as well as help you generate additional leads in the future. And I really hope that today's episode was both informative and educational for you. And if you're looking forward to hearing more, we'll be doing more episodes soon of the Business Rockstar Podcast. I want to thank you for spending the time to be with me today, and you have a wonderful day, and thank you so much for tuning in. Yes, I want to thank